So, this is paradise.
If you can afford.
Gentlemen, glad to hear you made it out of New York. Where are we?
Olivia decrypted the data 47 recovered from the bank. We isolated 3 transactions from Providence partner accounts. All made out to Haven, a small corporation operating out of the Maldives.
What does Haven do?
To the public, they specialize in reputation management for the rich and famous. The real money, however, comes from the covert reconstruction of identities for wealthy criminals. They make people disappear.
The partners are using Haven to acquire new identities.
Yes. Olivia's been attempting to hack the Haven servers, but the owners of Haven are manually resetting the access keys every 10 hours. That, unfortunately, makes them targets.
Haven Island is a true tropical paradise. Owned by the company's founder, Tyson Williams, the island is used by Haven as a combined headquarters and client entertainment center. Current and potential clients are ferried to the island and treated to the very best the Maldives have to offer. Michelin star chefs, a full massage spa, private huts, exercise facilities, and all the comforts of a luxury island resort are made available to them. 47. We'll be sending you in as a potential new client. We've put together a convincing cover story. You're Mr. Reaper, a thief for hire looking to disappear for a while. Your mission on the island is simple. You need to eliminate the 3 owners of Haven. Tyson Williams, founder and rumored tyrannical CEO of Haven. Ludmila Vetrova, a former confidence artist hired by Williams to serve as a client recruiter and handler. And Stephen Bradley, technical wizard and the brains behind Haven's proprietary software platform.
With the owners gone, Olivia will be able to penetrate the Haven servers long enough for her to secure the new partner identities.
I've uploaded all the information we have on the island and the 3 targets. Best of luck, gentlemen.
I don't rely on luck.
Well, a little wouldn't hurt.
And here we are with yet another Roulette Rivals 7 console lower bracket round 2 match between Hashashin47 and Phanium. I am joined for this shoutcast by In4Fun. Welcome.
Hi Cody, hi everyone. Excited for this match. Lower bracket round 2, so elimination on the line.
Indeed. First map that we're traveling to will be Haven Island, chosen by Hashashin47. Next map is going to be Sapienza, chosen by Phanium. And the 2 bands were New York and Chongqing. So those can't come up as a possible third map, as well as Dartmoor, which is just out of the decider pool entirely. I also want to quickly point out there is one other match going on right now, which is, I think, Terran versus I Like Hitman, shoutcasted by Barbecue, and I think Mendy is joining him for that one over on Barbecue's channel. If you want to go ahead and watch that, feel free to. However, if you want to stay, we got our first spin right here, and In4Fun, do you want to go ahead and run it down for us?
Yeah, sure thing. So Haven Island is Tyson Williams hatchet as the villa staff, Stephen Badley Seashell as the snorkel instructor, and Ludmila Vetrova explosion accident in the suit.
Indeed. Haven not forcing a suit start, however, because, well, there is a suit on the map, and I think we can see at least Phanium taking full advantage of that, since I think he started villa staff. Not sure, just didn't catch Hashashin's starting location, but by the looks of it, yes, he started both of them starting villa staff. Most likely will be isolating Tyson pretty early.
Yeah, spin-wise, this is quite forgiving for the players. It might not be the easiest, but it will be fairly easy. What I want to point out is that everything is so close to the target. Of course, Tyson is in the villa, and the hatchet is the closest large melee to this place. Steven talks to the snorkel instructor, of course, and there's some seashells around that area. And when Ludmila Vetrova suit Shark Hut first couple of minutes, she's right there. And even if you don't do the kill right then, it's a drive-by possibility with the breaching charge and the propane flask.
Indeed, and I love how we can see just like literally exactly mirrored actions from both players, now differing a little bit. But essentially we'll both be doing the same thing here. Standard cinema clear out.
This is a really good spin for that, because now you can take any of the guard disguises, probably bodyguard because it has fewer enforcers, and you bring the hatchet up at one point in the spin, not necessarily now. And of course, as you started as Villa staff, you'll have the disguise here already.
Indeed. Villa staff, one of the more easier disguises for a Tyson kill, I would say, since, well, you can start on it and like it's right there. Quick and easy isolation, as both these players did. Hashashin pausing a little bit, maybe looking up hatchet locations on hit maps.
That or the seashell, but
Possibly,
because of the 2 melee items, it's actually 3 items which you can't bring in your loadout, so you have to rely on map knowledge or heat maps. So even the propane flask could have been the reason for his pause.
Possibly that as well. I for sure wouldn't know off the top of my head where a propane flask is. I could think where some are, but wouldn't know for sure. Phanium picking up this seashell on his path over to the pool area.
Yeah, good map knowledge for sure, and now good target knowledge, because concealed in the bushes you can just make Steven sick. Not sure if that was on purpose or by accident. It works out so well for Phanium that I can imagine it's a planned strategy to bit rustle the bushes. So Steven pauses, and it's an easy seeker shot, and he'll be coming right here to this bathroom downstairs.
Indeed, just a bit of waiting, and that will be a second target KO'd. Weapon for that already obtained, just the disguise is missing. Snorkel Instructor, which can be a bit of a pain to get. However, given him enough time and tools, won't be an issue. Hashashin, however, restarting as he got spotted behind the spa area, I think by that one enforcer. Right there, because there is one enforcer for the bodyguard's disguise. Right there. So that will throw him back a couple of minutes. However, with this map being Haven Island, nothing is decided just yet.
Yeah, it's probably the reason why it's the favorite of so many.
I'll just keep him here
And
then go seeker this
I guess you as well. It's really far from over, and I think the next big challenge for Phanium would be getting this Snorkel Instructor. Although, the funny thing about this spin is I think the second seeker shot must be used here, because you don't need one for Ludmila if you are doing any drive-by situation. I could barely see the outline of NPCJ, but there it is. Phanium gets the other shot, and I think that's a KO, and the first kill actually will be close to done.
Indeed, I think he also still has a Clark in his inventory, and I think another Seeker or Calmer shot. Possibly even both or something. So he definitely has a couple of options here how to deal with his targets.
Yeah, so Haven spins in general are usually not so loadout heavy. Lots of firearms around, and even a silenced pistol, of course. So I think he could just use some dart guns. He can't get the prompt on the Snorkel Instructor. Now there it is. So there will be the Steven kill done now.
Indeed, first kill for Phanium. Needs to make sure it doesn't lock onto the wrong body. Although, no, wait, he stashed that other one. There was just one body there. And yeah, that's the first kill. And a slight advantage for Phanium. We will now be looking to get the Ludmila Petrova kill, I think.
I wonder what's the order here, but with the 2 dart guns means you can almost, but not perfectly switch around the darts, so you can have 3 seekers and 1 comer. And I think the 3rd shot may be used here. We'll be reaching that angle right now. In the restaurant area.
Indeed, in front of the bar, one of the locations where she will go to the bathroom downstairs, the men's bathroom. I think as soon as she is like behind in the kitchen area, she will route a bit differently. Which can screw her over a little bit. Phanium also, yeah, picking up a propane right here.
Yeah, it's a much more difficult situation when Ludmila is already in there, because then she goes to the women's bathroom, and if you try to improvise that, it's really difficult because it's locked doors, a trespassing area, the guard enforces it, and there are NPCs who enforce your trespassing in there, so very difficult situation. I just want to say that I'll refresh Hashashin because he buffered for 30 seconds, but now the stream is stable, so...
Yeah, for me right now, he's picking up Snorkel Instructor, moving around in the bushes a little bit to lure him there, calm a shot, and taking the disguise, and Steven's still puking for him, so he's running over there right now, and should be picking up that kill relatively soon as well.
Phanium is getting the isolation, and it's 1 body that will have some sort of a risk in there, because I wasn't looking at his stream at the moment, if there's 1 cycling NPC is taken care of or not. I think I saw a KO'd body in there, in the other stall.
I guess we will find out. He is on his path to grab the suit, which is on map.
Yep, there is a person who definitely goes in there. And yeah, I just have to apologize because I missed if that person was KO'd or not. If it wasn't, then it is a huge risk from Phanium. But we'll check on the minimap soon again.
Indeed. Meanwhile, Hashashin has picked up the suit as well. Doesn't have Ludmila isolated just yet. Has another Seeker, however, so that will most likely be his way of isolating her.
Looking at the propane, plausibly.
Very, very possible, yeah.
There is 1 right in front of him, 1 floor above, and just the issue is that you are trespassing in there in your suit, so...
Yeah, not the end of the world, but yeah. It might be a bit of an inconvenience. In the meantime, Phanium has picked up the explosion accident, has picked up his bodyguard again, to have like basically no enforcers around here. Picked up the hatchet, will get his 3rd and final kill as bodies are getting found, but I think they are all tranked or snailed or whatever.
Yeah, everything is... There you go, I think that's the last body, which... It's not causing trouble for Phanium, because of course it was already taken care of in a green gun's way, but there's the last kill taken care of as well, and he didn't pick up the speedboat key, so it's a couple extra seconds for Phanium, but well under 10 minutes in-game time. First try will be his victory.
Indeed, very well done. Phanium takes the lead 2-0 after a relatively smooth Haven Island, and will go into the next map in a couple of minutes with a slight lead. So Hashashin is currently in the process of getting his 2nd kill right here. However, be, kill himself with it will be a little too late on that. Yeah, let's catch a short break and have a look at the mission briefing for Sapienza while we wait.
Morning, 47. Your destination is the coastal town of Sapienza, also known as the Jewel of the Amalfi Coast. Your target is a former client of ours, Silvio Caruso, a brilliant but troubled bioengineer employed by the Ether Biotech Corporation. Renowned for his early stem cell research, Caruso is now reportedly working on a far more disturbing project, a DNA-specific virus able to infect anyone, anywhere in the world. Imagine a bullet, fired in any direction, passing through countless bodies without inflicting harm, invisible and undetectable until it strikes its target. A world of armchair assassins killing with impunity. This is what awaits us, unless Caruso is stopped. Our client, one of Ether's major private stockholders, wants the project cancelled on ethical grounds, but without destroying the company in the process. She has asked us to eliminate Silvio Caruso and destroy the yet unfinished virus prototype. You will also need to deal with Caruso's lab head, Francesca DeSantis, a high-level Ether employee and cutthroat corporate climber who holds intimate knowledge of Caruso's research and could potentially carry on in his place. This is no ordinary contract, 47. Caruso's virus is a serious threat to our craft and trade, not to mention our core ideals. So failure is not an option. I'll leave you to prepare.
And we are back for the second map of the Hashashin47 versus Phanium RR7 console lower bracket round 2 match. I'm still joined by In4Fun.
Hello, hello.
Looking
at the statistics, yeah, you go first because I was going to change the topic.
Good. Just wanted to mention that we will be traveling to the wonderful coastal town of Sapienza.
Yeah, definitely worth mentioning because that's kind of important. But I also was going to talk about Mendoza because Sapienza, goddamn, because it's a strange occurrence to me, and I guess it's very tricky, like measuring who made what kind of impact on the game. Phanium is definitely a veteran. It actually has only played one more match than Hashashin. And so Hashashin joined in RR6 and then played the World Championship. And Phanium played RR4 and 5, but after that he disappeared and took a break and came back for RR7. This is the first tournament together and already meeting in the lower bracket. And as for a grand finalist, because Phanium finished second in his rookie tourney, R4, we visited two fairly popular maps, Haven and Sapienza, which he never played in a tournament before. So I think it was just fun to mention, and it's strange to me that Phanium has a lifetime performance of Big Zero, but he's actually still a force in the console bracket for sure.
Indeed, it was unsure whether that's just the RR sets integration being broken or Phanium actually never playing Sapienza and Haven in a competitive match, but it seems like that is actually the case. These maps have not been picked nor played by him during his 2 tournaments that he played so far. However, showed a great skill on the Haven spin just now. Let's see if he can close it off on Sapienza with this upcoming spin. It's gonna be a Silvio Caruso kill with a Cleaver as a chef and a Francesca DeSantis fall as the red plumber.
The Cleaver is a very nice addition to this spin because it is, unlike most maps, a unique little melee item, and the one that's very annoying to get. It's in the butcher shop near the main start. And so in my experience, the plumbers are actually disguises which are allowed in there, but it might be the gardener or that kind of situation, or since then everyone is trespassing back there. So let's just go in there with the assumption that they are trespassing and then see what they'll do for on that adventure to that melee item.
Indeed. gonna be interesting for sure. Phanium starting in the church morgue, most likely will be grabbing the red plumber immediately. And looks like Hashashin is doing the exact same. That makes sense. It's the disguise that's the farthest away from the mansion. So getting that out of the way quickly definitely makes sense. Phanium using a tranquilizer dart so you can get him a bit earlier and risk having his body found. And looks like Hashashin is doing the exact same.
The shop staff can go in, says Agent Snail. If it's the store clerk, then it's also really random. Like there is no correlation between just guys can go in there. So that will be fun. And also I think it just makes a lot of sense in most amount of spins to just get the Francesca disguise and get ready for a 2.5 minute isolation. Of course, many approaches have been tested and popularized since then. But you can't really go wrong with the first kill at that mark, especially if the disguise is so far away.
Indeed. Sapienza, one of the maps that has been around the longest, so definitely makes sense to, well, that we have the strategies that work and are pretty popular at this stage.
Phanium is definitely getting there in time. 1.5 minutes, he's already getting to the kitchen. Hashashin has a different route, and best case scenario is that it will be a bit tighter. But if he's going into this butcher shop now, which we'll see in a couple of seconds, no, he's going through the safe house. But it was a bit longer way than what Phanium did. Oh, I think this is this is when the cleaver will be acquired. Interesting.
Indeed. Because you can triple shot the wall. I'm not sure if you just need to shoot the wall. I think you need to actually like shoot inside the wall pretty much. And that will panic the butcher. Apparently you can also just run in behind him. Deal with a lot of whoosh.
That was definitely not planned. It looks like peekaboo, or it won't be. It barely but won't be.
Wow.
Has to wait for the assistant and still has to come out of the area, but he gets his green guns. Of course, the downside is that Francesca first cycle is not an option anymore. And it will be for Phanium, who just gets there perfectly in time.
Neat. So I see what Hashashin wanted to do there. When you stand really close to the wall and basically stick your pistol inside the wall and triple shot, you can panic that butcher on the other side as well, giving you free access to the freezer and the cleaver, basically. Because of that one NPC, couldn't really do that.
And the thing is, apologies. The thing is that it actually usually works, and I think it just Hashashin had to improvise a bit because of the lady was in there, and I think he couldn't really find the best angle. Only panicked the customers and of course the lady in there, but got out, and it was definitely interesting. Yeah,
I think so too. That was probably what happened there. Hashashin obtaining the chef's disguise. Same with Phanium right now, I think. Oh no, I think Phanium. Phanium's now gonna go grab the cleaver since he still needs that. Didn't pick up that yet. However, obviously has the advantage of having one kill down already. Hashashin, I think, plans to grab the Silvio kill right now.
Yeah, a nice change of plans for Hashashin. Of course, can't get Francesca first cycle, but what he can do is basically get ahead in other areas, and of course he has the cleaver, which Phanium doesn't have, and just get the Silvio kill in time and get ready for second cycle Francesca. But now for Phanium, it's a thrown distraction for the butcher. Is he going for it? He does with some delay. Not even the bodyguard can go in there, but there's now no more business to be had in chest passing areas.
Indeed, Phanium making his way back onto Villa grounds. Yeah, I think now it's gonna go through the kitchen again, grab that chef disguise, and get that second and final kill. And then all he has left to get is the virus.
There's a guard with a question mark. I think that was the crowbar door for Hashashin, but no issues. It wasn't the Silvio situation. There was a target lockdown there for a second, but not a problem. And now it's getting a bit closer of an affair because Phanium gets caught by the cameras, who gets the second kill down. Hashashin has everything ready, just has to be there in a minute for the Francesca kill. And then, of course, just the virus to go. Phanium can get rid of the cameras swiftly, and of course, including his run. Then, of course, he still has the lead, but that is just one more objective to take care of.
Indeed. Phanium even swapping into the biolab security, making sure he can walk around here. Yeah, he's gonna take care of the cameras first. Drop down using his pistol, just gonna snipe the evidence. Wow, it's even gonna go and climb up again to shoot the... Oh wow, but gets spotted from an enforcer, I assume, on his way up, because he surely wasn't trespassing there, was he? Or was that a climbed thing?
Of course, so the pipes are always so random, and I don't know the situation of this one in particular, but it... Oh, I wonder who it might have been. So it was the gunshot heard. They hear it in the security box, and the lab technician hears it above. So it could be him walking down the stairs and facing towards Phanium. And I don't have a better idea. It was, of course, someone in the lab, but of course you don't see them look this way usually. And it was a quite solid quick whoosh, so it wasn't so far away. It might have been a technician, and of course the sniper carrying the sniper is a reason for
the whoosh
a suspicion meter.
That now puts Phanium way back, as he was like just about to finish this spin, and now Hashashin obtained the second kill. Red Plumber fall for Francesca DeSantis, and is running towards the biolabs. No cameras, no camera trouble for him. Has the keycard, I think has an EMP in his inventory. So he could be taking it to a map 3 here. Such
an inconsequential or innocent action, getting caught on those cameras, which of course you run by so often. Phanium couldn't dodge it the second time, and well, without that he would be the 4-0 winner, but we are going to map 3 now.
Indeed, there's the EMP trigger. Hashashin running off to the plane and getting out, tying up this match 2-2. Let's see, our map 3 is gonna be Santa Fortuna. Interesting. Definitely, we had a Season 2 DLC map with Haven, a Season 1 map with Sapienza. Season 3 would have rounded off nicely, but I guess another Season 2 map works just as fine. Let's take a short break and have a look at the mission briefing for Santa Fortuna.
Good morning, 47. Our Providence contact has shared the identity of the Shadow Client, a former mercenary and bodyguard by the name of Lucas Gray. His past is a black void, but our analysts are digging deep. Meanwhile, we've had a breakthrough of our own. Comparing the malicious attack patterns with global shipping and transportation routes, we've figured out how Mr. Gray and his paramilitaries move around the world undetected. They're using the distribution network of the Delgado Cartel, Colombia's biggest drug manufacturer. Clearly, Gray must have struck a deal with the Delgados. Consequently, if we can cripple the cartel, we can severely limit the malicious strike range. But to do so, we need to slay a 3-headed serpent. Sociopathic cartel head Rico Delgado and his two closest lieutenants, PR guru Andrea Martinez and savant chemist Jorge Franco. With equal parts guts and guile, Rico Delgado runs a thriving billion-dollar criminal empire. The word is, the brutal and volatile cartel head is hell-bent on becoming the #1 drug lord in the world. To achieve this, Martinez, a childhood friend of Delgado's, has been buttering up state leaders and decision-makers, paving the way for an expansion of the Delgado logistics network, while the brilliant but aloof and antisocial Franco has been hard at work developing a new type of super cocaine. So, 3 of Colombia's most infamous crime lords inhabiting a decidedly hostile environment. I will leave you to prepare.
And we are back with the third map of the Hashashin47 versus Phanium Roulette Rivals 7 console lower bracket round 2 match. We will be traveling to Santa Fortuna, our random map of choice. I'm still joined for this, obviously, by In4Fun.
Hello, and I'm really thinking about these last few minutes. What a turnaround in this match. And also reading this comment, Lemon asking, why not the virus first and then the cameras? Of course, we saw the end of Sapienza, that there were these 2 actions remaining, the objective and the requirement for 5 stars, and shooting the virus causing a target lockdown-ish panic. Like everyone goes into some sort of attack mode, and if you do it first, I think you have a good angle to get the camera. I think I saw this action order happen a couple days ago. So someone shot the virus and then the cameras.
I think so too, actually, yeah.
You would probably see the guard leave the area. Maybe get lucky or unlucky with the tech lab, the floor above, but you would probably have an angle on the evidence which allows you to get to the seaboard, but through a different route, and it's not the one that we are used to. Just have to, of course, dodge those other guards which are next to the exit by then, and it's very risky, but it's a really difficult decision for the end of Sapienza.
Indeed, definitely. Points have already been paid out. The next prediction is open for Santa Fortuna. We'll be there until the spin arrives. Just bring in 2 EMPs would probably solve the issue in Sapienza. However, sadly not possible.
So map number 3 of hopefully 3. If someone takes this in 47 minutes, then we have our winner. But we can still have a tie, and then we go to map number 4. And the outlook isn't perfect before this map. It will be, hopefully, some of these players' first ever win in Santa Fortuna. Hashashin has never played in 11 matches here. And Phanium had 1 tie, which is his previous match, actually. He picked but tied Santa Fortuna against Joe, the baby grabber, in the previous round. So he should definitely have experience. What kind of spin was that? Was it the consume poison for Jorge?
I can't quite remember since I think I didn't watch that match. However, let's hope this spin will suit him better. Do you want to go ahead and run it down for us?
Yeah, I can. And no consume poison this time, but we have drowning in suit for Rico. Jorge is alive, kill fiber virus, hippo whisperer, and Andrea Martinez's kitchen knife as coca field worker. Not an easy one for this map number 3.
Yeah, not an easy one, but I would say it's not like a super hard one either. It's like a middle of the ground spin probably. You have a live kill on Jorge in a trespassing disguise, which is like not the easiest of the world, but I think if you just seeker him to a toilet, you should be able to get close enough for the fiber wire kill. Kitchen knife, Andrea Martinez, coca field worker can just be KO'd and like quote unquote set up somewhere to then later get there with the coca field worker. The drowning in suit for Rico Delgado might be what troubles the players the most, since you need to, or most likely, I think you need to stealth around the mansion in your suit to get to that drowning, since I don't think there is a good way of getting a Rico drowning outside of the mansion.
I have a piece of a personal experience with the suit on Santa Fortuna, and I think you have the timing to isolate Andrea from main start, and then immediately ran back to the main start, up the road, of course, go the main route, dodging the main entrance, and with a seeker in hand, you can catch Rico in the museum, and of course he would then route to a bathroom next door, from which you are shooting from anyway. So if they choose this early timing, then I think this daunting Rico kill can be done in the first 3 minutes or so.
Let's see what their plan is gonna be. Phanium started suit in the jungle, I think, and is already in the coca fields. Hashashin started main start, and looking at Andrea's compound, might just be isolating her straight at the start.
The old reliable peekaboo, which we don't really see when it's not a suit start or not a suit spin, with the increasing popularity of submarine lure and mansion staff start. But every once in a while we can get this nice start and Andrea down, and the evidence can be deleted. This is the risky shot and can get you hunted sometimes. Not today though.
Hashashin may be a bit lucky with that, shooting through the window. I think usually you just shoot through the door to get rid of the evidence there, but it works out for him. And that is his first target. Isolated pretty much. Phanium switching back into his suit, actually. I had a mansion staff meantime, but infiltrated the mansion via the coca fields, and I think is looking to get Rico in the museum.
Yeah, this has to be a seeker shot, and timing. Yep, that's the perfect timing. It's a missed shot, however. Second try works out, and I don't think. Actually, Jorge might be an issue later on.
Indeed.
People like to take care of him with a matic first, but for now this will be a kill fairly soon. Of course, NPCs can see in there from time to time, and the Rico body will be found eventually, but it will be a Phanium kill very shortly.
Indeed, there it is. Drowning prompt as required. That will be first kill for Phanium.
Just needs to get out, and no target set up for Phanium yet, but he secured an exit disguise. Mansion guard is waiting for him in those tunnels, which he no doubt will get, and from that he might be looking for Andrea's second cycle at 5.5 minutes, or he in the shed, of course depending on his random cycle, but he can go for both disguises. See which direction he takes. Hashashin has gone to the construction site to shoot the wooden bridge, the log bridge, I guess, but decided to go back to Andrea for the time being.
Indeed, Phanium looks like he's picking up the Hippo Whisperer. Yes, makes sense.
Oh,
Since that you need to go to the coca fields later to grab the coca field worker. But I think both just saw why Hashashin had to go back there
And my heart broke. I'm sorry, I had to
Yeah.
be so loud, but he went all the way to the construction site, but had to come back because he forgot the seeker, which is so crucial for. Well, Rico can't be done without it, and Jorge is very often taking these emetic shots, so it's a big setback for Hashashin. But well, both players are 4 to 5 minutes into the run. Some progress, but still lots to go.
Indeed. So Phanium picked up Hippo Whisperer, Hashashin. Yeah, heading onto the construction site. I think it's going to go towards the cocoa fields from here. Or underground caves and infiltrate the mansion through that, I assume. Let's see, for now, however, looks to be the cocoa fields.
And once again, I'm not sure if it's planned or improvised for Phanium, but the two interconnect for him nicely because his strategies are so fluid usually. He will now empty this shed to isolate Jorge either in there or right outside, because he can also get a peekaboo from here, but it's going to be in the shed, of course, with the key taken. And is there any other items in his hand, like coins? It's not the case, so it will be a bit of a risky ISO unless he throws something to the other end.
Indeed, Phanium just carefully waiting in a box now. Well, Hashashin made his way to the mansion and I think is looking to pick up the Hippo Whisperer disguise here.
Oh, but it's a guard which enforces and goes all the way around. I think he might be sandwiched in here. Thankfully, these bushes work in Santa Fortuna.
They indeed do. So the other side, Phanium just picked up the Jorge kill 5-wire as the Hippo Whisperer. All he has left to do now is grab a kitchen knife and the cocoa field worker and get over to Andrea.
Yeah, big moments on both sides at the same time. Hashashin got 2 of his 3 disguises at the same place, but will approach Rico. That was a whoosh, and that will be a hunted. Hashashin has to restart, and now it's a 7.5 minute lead to Phanium, who, as you mentioned, got the second kill down, the fiber wire, with some fortunate and well-timed NPC placements outside, so it's only 1 to go. And neither the kitchen knife nor the cocoa field worker will be tough to get.
Apparently he already grabbed the kitchen knife by the Hippo area. Is gonna grab a cocoa field worker right here. And yeah, at that point all he has left to do is wait for the Andrea timing, basically.
Yeah, and since the compound is so far away, it might not be such a long wait. I would estimate the cycles at 1, 6, and 11, or like the first minute, the 6th minute, I guess.
Yeah.
Because she's there at the start, so Phanium just has really good timing, and this is a very solid first try, and won't be much longer than 10 minutes in game time, which is very competitive for Santa Fortuna, especially on the RNG peak.
Indeed, world record for Santa Fortuna is, I think, just above 10 minutes. Currently held by Throat, if I'm not entirely mistaken.
That's my opinion too, and it might just be the final map over 10 minutes of real time.
Yes.
Which will stay for another day or for another match. We don't know what happens in the other match, which was the Santa.
But yeah, for now, that record will stay. However, guess at the end of the tournament, it might no longer. Let's see, let's hope that Phanium is patient enough to just wait at the compound for her, basically, and doesn't try any new lures inside the town or village, but doesn't seem like it.
Worth mentioning for Hashashin, he gets a very early kitchen knife from the band member, the drummer's place. Of course, he's hoping that Phanium rips somewhere, or maybe even have several restarts, so he can catch up. But nice of him to still go. Oh, and meanwhile, Phanium has another camera trouble. That's going to be a third shot if he wants to get rid of those cameras, and he thinks otherwise. He still has green guns, so it's just precaution. But this is making his end of Santa Fortuna once again so difficult.
Indeed. Hopefully the panic has cooled down by the time Andrea arrives. Guards still moving very carefully. However, I think it will be just a couple more seconds until they go into a cool down phase again.
We still have half a minute, I guess, until the crucial peekaboo. There are two main ways to get rid of those cameras, which, as others are pointing out, it's not necessarily in this case, because Phanium does still have green guns. But with the Kruger, this approach has plenty of room for error. The other opportunity is standing in the door, which has glass panels, aiming at the camera box and letting the door close, so you can accurately aim at the box after the door closes. But yeah, Andre is here.
Indeed, that's a peekaboo from Phanium out to the balcony, but Andrea didn't decide to go to fully commit to the peekaboo here. Tries to
and that
save
was
it.
A really close one, and now she didn't even react to any sort of peekaboo. It's Phanium has none of it. He might just get the isolation downstairs. That's really strange. I thought he would have it at this one.
Yeah, it was weird that she didn't go for it. Like, it looked like she saw him hanging on the edge there and just like was because she turned around and was like nothing, and yeah.
Is it possible that while, of course, he's in a trespassing area, Andrea called him out for these strange but not illegal actions, like dropping the item, staying crouched? It's my best guess that
like the acrobatics.
Yeah. Behaviors clashing in this very particular case.
Indeed, but yeah, Phanium will just play the waiting game for a bit longer, wait for Andrea to get down to the meeting room here.
This allows Hashashin to get back to the point where he was, and he has some better timing. Of course, he didn't leave the Seeker behind this time, so it's 5 minutes now, where Hashashin gets to the Rico mansion with Seeker in hand. Hopes to get an angle on him, but I think it will take, Rico's just sitting down, so he'll have another conversation before he gets outside. The drowning kill is far away, unlike this kitchen knife kill from Phanium.
Indeed, waiting. There's the KO. Gonna make sure to lock onto the correct target. It's the kill on Andrea Martinez, not noticed by anyone, and yeah, Phanium will make his way over to the all-famous bench and hopefully get the correct prompt.
But in any case, it won't come down to seconds, but minutes. It was a very impressive performance by Phanium. Oh, and of course,
think
As is tradition, I guess, but Phanium is
I
out.
guess at this point it is almost tradition. Phanium first waiting for the bus just patiently and then exiting with it. And with a 14-minute in-game timer, Phanium will take the random map Sign of Fortuna, make it a 4-2 victory. Very well done. Nice efficient Sign of Fortuna play by him. Let's just have a very, very quick look at the brackets. And I think there is another match going on right now. Just want to quickly show that Phanium has made his way to the losers bracket round 3, while Hashashin unfortunately dropped out of the tournament at this stage. Phanium will face the winner of Crudy versus the loser of match 23, which is Booch 58 versus Speedster. Yeah, thanks all of you for watching. I think the other match is currently being hosted by Barbecue.
Correct.
Yes, that is the case. So I'm gonna send all of you there. Yeah, thanks everyone for watching, and see you there.